Guess what? Time for day 2 of virtual school for first grade, Park Lane, Miss Mackenzie's class. All right, boys and girls, so yesterday we did our Superkids lesson, and we're going to try that again today. But first, before we do that, hold on, I'm getting my prop. We're going to look at the calendar because March is actually going to be over today if you're looking at this on Tuesday. So, we have been out of school now. We went to school this week of March, and then this is the week we had for spring break. And then we've been out of school for this whole week too, and now this week, and so here we are on this week. So that's 1, 2, 3 weeks out of school, and this is number 4 week out of school. So that's almost a month. That's a long time. So if you're looking at the calendar, how we always did in school every day, we would say that today is Tuesday, March 31st, 2020. And tomorrow will be Wednesday, and it won't be March anymore. It will be January, February, March, April, right? April 1st. And actually tomorrow, April 1st, is called April Fool's Day. And you can trick people on April Fool's Day. Say like, oh, look, your shoe's untied. April Fools. Or, oh no, I let a lizard in the house, Mom. April Fools. So you can just have some fun doing April Fool's jokes at home. All right, so that's the calendar for today. So next we're going to look at this. All right, so we talked about yesterday the AR pirate sound, R. So AR says R, right? And on the end of these words we've got ba-ba-bar, ja-ja-jar, ka-ka-car, fa-fa-far, ta-ta-tar, and sta-sta-star. Which one of these is something that you ride in? This one, right? Car. Which one is something the opposite of near? The opposite of near is far, right? What is some black sticky stuff that you see on the road sometimes? Would that be tar? Yep. All right, so at the bottom of my Expo big board here, we've got dictation for this week. And so it's up to you to do your dictation and practice it because we will have some sentences on Friday on the test, so don't forget. So you can use your journal. You've got your journal at home. That can be your paper if you want to practice dictation on those papers. Okay? So today the words are O-R-N words that have or in them. So this is corn, horn, born. And the sentence is, the star is far. The star is far. So if you want to take a minute and look at that and write that on your paper or in your journal, that's going to be one of your dictation sentences on Friday. The star is far. Okay, so the other R-controlled words and letters and sounds that we've been talking about have O-R in them. Instead of R, but the pirate sound, this is the O-R, or sound. This is orn, so all of these are in the same family that have orn, that makes them rhyming words, right? So this is born, corn, horn, torn, worn, and thorn. And my finger kind of erased the H. Thorn, like a rose has a thorn, like a sticker. So that's the O-R sound. And A-R words and O-R words, remember, that's an R-controlled sound. That means mostly you hear the R saying rrr or, and are. Okay? So those are your words for this week. Okay, so I need you to get your Super Kid book. And your Super Kid book, we're going to page 70 today. Okay, page 70. The directions today are to look at the two words above the first set of the handwriting lines. So if you look at number 1 and read it, it says, Lily is working blank on a puzzle. And it gives you 2 word choices. Horn or hard. What would you say? Lily is working blank on a puzzle. I think she'd be working hard. Lily is working horn on a puzzle. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so don't pick that one. So your job is to look at all the sentences, read them, and read the 2 words and decide which word sounds or goes the best in the sentence. Okay, so look carefully at those. You can always use the pictures, to help you too. Okay, so you're going to finish that page, page 70. Then you're going to go to page 71, which is the next page. So on this page, we've got new memory words. So I've got some cards made up to show you your new memory words. And they're on your page 71. They're the pink words across the top, and they're on the side of your page too, for you to write them, those blue words. Okay? Right? So, if you look at the picture in your book, it says that Tick is talking to Cass and Lily about a slumber party. Tell the children, that's for me to tell you, to follow along as I read what the girls are saying to each other. Okay, so this is what the girls are saying. I want you both to come to my slumber party. We can sleep in a tent in my backyard. It won't be cold in our sleeping bags. We'll stay up late, tell jokes, and laugh again and again. Does that seem like it would be fun? Yes, it does. I'll be there. I don't know if I can come. That's what Lily says. So, if you look at your new memory words, the first one, Tick says, I want you both to come to my slumber party. So in that word, that sentence, Tick uses the word both to mean she wants the 2 girls to both come to her party. She didn't say, I just want you to come. She said, I want both of you to come. All right, the next one, what does she say they'll do again and again? What will they do again and again? Did you say laugh? That's it. They will laugh again and again. All right, what won't the girls feel when they are in their sleeping bags? She said it won't be this, because it's probably spring like it is here, so it won't be cold, right? It won't be cold. Let's see. What word does Tick use at the beginning of the question she asks at the end? That's confusing. What word does Tick use at the beginning of the question she asks at the end? And it has a capital letter, it's does. She says, does that seem like it would be fun? What does Lily say about going to the party? And by the way, do you know what a slumber party is? A slumber party means you're going to sleep over. Some people call it a sleepover. And Lily says, I don't know if I can come. Not sure about that. Okay, so I made some cards for us to look at the words real quick. So the first one was this one. It's cold, right? The opposite of cold is hot, right? And cold pretty much is just like it looks and sounds. All right, this one, K-N-O-W. This one can be confusing because that K sound is silent. So we don't say cano or canal. Some people could think that. It's not that, it's no. And so I wrote it on this page. This is what it really sounds like. Just sounds like the word no, doesn't it? N-O. Right. So it's not, this is no, but it sounds like that. Okay? All right. Remember that the K is silent. All right, this one is DOES. So this word is does, but it kind of sounds like this, like does, like it has an sound, does, and a Z. So does is a jailbird word. We talked about that. Those are words that do not look like they sound. This looks like the word doze, but it really sounds like does, but it's not spelled that way, okay? All right, and laugh. So this is another jailbird word because what do you hear at the end of laugh? Sounds like that, doesn't it? Sounds like an F, laugh, but it isn't. The GH is making the F sound. So this is a jailbird word too. We would put it in jail because it's breaking the rules. It doesn't sound like it looks. Okay, and, oh, I got lipstick on that one. All right, here we go. Both. No, this one's not a jailbird. It's just like it sounds. Both. TH on the end. And this one is again. In England, they might say again, and that's what it does look like, again. But in the South, especially, we say again, again, and that's what it looks like. So this is, to us, also a jailbird word because it doesn't say, we don't say again. All right, so those are your memory words. So you're supposed to be tracing the blue words on the side of your page to finish up that workbook page. All right, so next, you need your reader, your Superkid reader. And we're going to page 113 to read about the slumber party, which is the party that the girls were just talking about, the one that Lily said she didn't know if she wanted to go to it. So if you go to page 113 in your book, you're going to see slumber party. Okay? And I'm going to leave it up to you to read to yourself. I'm going to read out loud and you're going to read to yourself in your mind. Okay? And then you can go back later and read it to yourself or read it to your parents so you can have practice. Tick, Lily, and Cass set up a tent in Tick's backyard. We'll have a fantastic slumber party, said Tick. It's fun to sleep in a tent, said Cass. Yes, said Tick. But Lily didn't say a thing. This was the first time she had slept away from home, and she was sort of afraid. The girls got in their sleeping bags and began to whisper. It was very dark. I know a story about a scary monster you'll both like, said Tick. Oh no, said Lily. Oh yes, said Cass. Tick started telling the story. One day, a boy was going down the road when he saw a pot of silver. My mom will be happy when she sees this, he said. He put the pot under his arm and ran home. But the boy didn't know that the silver belonged to a horrible monster. Later, when the boy went to sleep, the monster went looking for him. Who stole my pot of silver? Said the monster. The boy woke up. I must be dreaming, he said, but the horrible monster came closer. Who stole my silver? The monster asked again. The boy felt something cold tapping his leg. Who stole my silver? Was it you? Just as Tick said, was it you, in her story, she grabbed Lily. Eek, screamed Lily. Yikes, yelled Cass, and then Tick and Cass began to laugh, but Lily did not. I like that story, said Cass. Lily didn't say a thing. Let's go to sleep, said Tick. The girls snuggled in their sleeping bags so that they wouldn't get cold. It was still very still and very dark. Lily couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about the scary story. Then Lily felt something wiggle by the bottom of her sleeping bag. There was something down there. It wiggled again. Lily screamed and kicked the thing at the end of her sleeping bag. Tick and Cass woke up. What's the matter? Said Tick. Why are you kicking my feet? Oh, said Lily, are those your feet? And then she started to cry. I'm afraid of the dark, Lily said. Oh, I didn't know that, said Tick. Let me help you. Tick lifted the tent flaps. Look at the sky, she said. Cass and Lily looked up and saw all the stars. When it's dark, remember that the stars are up there shining for you, and then you won't be afraid, said Tick. I like the way the stars sparkle, said Lily. One big star seemed to wink at Lily, and she smiled. Does that make you feel better? Asked Tick. Yes, said Lily. I'm not so afraid. And in a little while, she was fast asleep. So in the story, why was Lily afraid about going to the slumber party? Think about that. What did she say? She said, I've never what? Never slept away from home before. So if you've never done that, you might be scared. So then when it got dark and they were telling the scary story and she grabbed her foot, then she got really, really scared. Cass thought it was funny, but Lily was afraid. So think about what happened at the end of the story. How did the girls try to make Lily feel better? What did they do? You remember? They said, look at the stars. The stars twinkling down, you might make you feel better. And did it work? It did. It did. She felt better. All right, so that's all of your Superkids for today. You can go back and read the story to yourself if you'd like. That would be great. All right, so in your Go Math book today, you should be on lesson 12.10, 1210. And if you're not, that's okay, but you got to catch up at some point. So if you're not, you need to be working in your Go Math book. And we're almost to the place to do a review for your test. So hopefully, maybe I'm going to go to the school and put that up on the projector, and then we can go over that together. And that way you can get ready to take your test. We're not sure how we're going to do that yet, but we will. And also, before we go for today, I want you to know that on the YouTube channel that I've made for you to see your lessons, I put a playlist of different YouTube videos that we all watch in class sometimes. So there's Go Noodle and Cliffhanger, and there's the pirate sound, like subtracting with a pirate, adding with a pirate. There's a new one about a pirate, and also about the pirate sound of R that we've been talking about. So, and also some of the Scratch Garden ones that we like. That's the punctuation, the contractions, syllables. So you might want to look at that playlist and play some of our favorite videos, and they'll help you when you're learning all the stuff you're learning at home too. Okay, so that's all for today, except that I will read you one story. So, oh wait, no, one last thing I do want to show you this. In your math book, it's going to ask you some things like this for you to look at these shapes and talking about fractions and decide. So like this one, would you say that this is half or a fourth? If I count all the pieces, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, so that has to be fourth. What about this one? It has how many pieces? 2, so that means it's half. Okay, look at this one. This one's a trick. This one's not half or fourth because the pieces done like this aren't all the same. So that's not a fraction. That's not fourths because it's not the same. You have to be careful that fourths looks like this. There is a way to make a circle a fourth. Like this one, you could divide it right there across the center, and then it would have 4 pieces all the same. But this one has not got the 4 pieces all the same. And then the bottom one, how many does the rectangle have? It has 2, so that makes it 1/2. Okay, we don't call it 1/2 or 1/2, but 1/2. So that's going to be one of your things on your Go Math paper today when you're talking about fractions. So be careful to make sure that the fraction pieces are the same. That's what makes them right when they're equal. All right, so our story today is going to be The Very Hungry Caterpillar. And I know you've read this before in kindergarten. And about this time of year, I like to get butterfly larvae, which are caterpillars, and hatch them in our classroom. But since we're not there, we can't really do that. So we'll read the stories anyway, though. And Eric Carle wrote this book and illustrated the pictures. In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. There it is. One Sunday morning, the warm sun came up, and pop, out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. He started to look for some food. On Monday, he ate through one apple, but he was still hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums, but he was still hungry. On Thursday, he ate through 4 strawberries, but he was still hungry. And on Friday, he ate through 5 oranges, but he was still hungry. On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake, 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, 1 piece of cherry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, and 1 slice of watermelon. That night, he had a stomach ache. The next day was Sunday again, and the caterpillar ate through 1 nice green leaf, and after that, he felt much better. And that's really caterpillar food, not all that junk food. Now he wasn't hungry anymore, and he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore. He was a big fat caterpillar, and he built a small house called a cocoon around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks, and he nibbled a hole in the cocoon, pushed his way out, and he was a beautiful butterfly. And that's the end. And actually, if we were learning about the caterpillars and butterflies, the stages of their life, the real name for what a butterfly is in is called a chrysalis. A cocoon is what a moth grows in. So that's just one little thing you can learn. All right, well, it was good to see you all again, boys and girls, and I'll see you again tomorrow for more virtual school. Bye.